Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Eastleigh save. Before we get started in the new season in the Football League, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more good stuff like this. But it's a big day. We are taking on Gillingham in our first game of the season, but we've got some big stuff to talk to you about with regards to transfers. So it's all kicked off. You've probably seen some players there in that screen, but let's take a look. So first off, we have made actually a profit with transfers. We've sold Talon Ozturk to Kings Lynn for 8,000, rising to 10,000. One of our youth players that came through, they wanted him. To be quite honest, I don't think I'm ever going to play him. So I thought, well, we'll make 10k off him. Sure, why not? Yeah. There you go. That's something just to let you know about. But we've got lots of players to run you through because I've got a bit mental with signing players. So first up, we've got Brennan Camp, who we've signed from Bournemouth. A right back normally. He's playing for our under-23s at the moment. A lot of these players are kind of in and out of the first team squad, trying to decide who's best to start, who's best to try and develop a bit and all that sort of thing. But Brennan Camp from Bournemouth, free, of course. Then we've got Brett McGavin from Ipswich. He's been very good so far in pre-season and our Carabao Cup game, which we in fact beat Bristol City 3-0. We absolutely destroyed them. It was very exciting. The reason why I didn't bring it to you was because I thought we were going to lose, and we didn't. I didn't want to show you another loss in a cup. But there you go. We've got Tay Ashby Hammond as our backup goalkeeper, or our first choice. It would be fine if with McDonnell from Fulham. Unfortunately, Flitney has retired from playing football. He is still our coach in the back, but yeah, that's something just to make you aware of. He's now retired. Same with Danny Hollands. He's also retired from football, but I think he's our head of youth development now or something. I'd made sure he stuck around the club. Sam Bailey is another player we signed from Southampton, under 23s at the moment, 19 years old, centre back, can play holding midfield. We might look to develop him as a centre midfielder as well, as a ball winner, but we'll see how he develops. £150 a week, I thought, why not? We've got loads of wage budget, so we can bring someone like that in. Zach Swanson's another player coming from Arsenal, can play either right or left side, pretty decent speed, some good first touch, tackling as well there and passing, so not bad. I mean, crossing's not great, which is something that we would really want to have on a player, but he's in and around the squad. He's been injured for a little while, so we'll have to see how that goes. Patrick Zito, a player from Aston Villa, again another one from in the under-23s at the moment, 19 years old. I mean, his technicals aren't great if you look at those. His dribbling's 2, his I mean, his crossing's 1, which I mean you can't really complain about, but I mean, to be fair, it's not as bad, but it just looks awful because of the grey. But yeah, there you go. That's Patrick Zito. Zito, maybe. Tariq Uwakwe from Chelsea now. He's very versatile. Can play on left back, left midfield, right midfield, and centre midfield. So that's why we've brought him in. £1,200 a week. It's a lot of money, but I think he'll be worth it in the long run. Only 22 years old. Luke Dreyer, another one from Crystal Palace this time. Centre midfielder. Very, very good so far this season. 23 years old. 1.7k this time paying him. Connor Curran Brown. Another one in the under-23s at the moment. A winger. We needed a right midfielder, really. Sam Smart and Hill aren't at the top of the game as much anymore, so we are looking to bring in players who can maybe develop in that role. We've also brought in Carl Jenkinson, a bit of experience, because we did lose a couple of our older players. Tyrone Barnett's another one that has left on a free, so I wanted to bring in a bit of experience into the side, and hopefully that's what Carl Jenkinson can give us. He's an international for England, so I mean, he must be all right. He's currently seen as a Sky Bet League 2 good player, so that's absolutely fine with us. He'll be kind of a backup right back probably. Stan Mills is another one who can play right back, right midfield. He's in the under-23s at the moment from Everton. Another player that's not too shabby and hopefully might develop into something. We can just see. Elijah Dixon Bonner, is another under-23s player who will be brought in. 21 years old. He can play in midfield, right back. So a versatile player again from Liverpool. Someone that I think I'm quite happy with bringing in. And Ben Elliott as well. Another very, very good centre midfielder who can give us that deep lying playmaker role, a good going over, some good first touch technique, passing vision as well. And at 19, plenty of room for growth as well, good with either foot along with that. So that's kind of who we've brought in. There are a few players that have left as well, but we've kept the big boys like Carl Hudlin, who's done very well so far. His height is just so good for us in the way we're playing. Ben House is another one who's, again, sticking around. Danny Whitehall might be looking to leave at the end of the season. Asante, still been injured, so he's only just coming back. Pritchard, Hesketh as well. Ryan Hill, Tom Whelan, Callum Rowe, obviously. One player that I do want to make sure you're aware of is Christian Magoma. He has been bought. We've brought him in permanently now. He's staying around. We didn't want to let him go. He was brought in on a free, so we didn't have to pay anything to Gillingham, who we are in fact playing today, and he will face his old club. So let's jump into that and take a look at the side that we'll be looking to play and how we're going to get on. So we'll pop Joe McDonald on the bench. The rest of the boys are a bit out of it, so we'll leave that there. But here we go. So in goal, we've got Ashby Hammond, right back Josh Hare, O'Connor and Magoma at centre back, and Rowe at left back. We've got Hesketh, Dreyer, McGavin and Uwakwe in midfield. Hesketh has kind of made that right midfielder spot his own at the moment. There's not really anyone else who can play there that's good enough, I'd say. I was thinking about developing Josh Hare to learn to play right midfield because of that crossing. But he's so good at right back, I'm kind of reluctant. But up top, we've got Carl Hudlin as the target forward, the big 6'9" striker, and Ben House as we're alongside him in that pressing forward role. So we'll see how things go. We've obviously got a few players on the bench. Kaya Shaka, who I mentioned before, signing previously from Southampton. He's developing as a defensive midfielder, ball winner in there where needed. We've got Jenkinson and Ryan Hill on there at the bench as well. Make sure we'll leave those boys off for now. We're playing a positive style. As I mentioned, we beat Bristol City 3-0. It was a very dominant display. I don't know if they had their full team out, to be quite honest. They might have had a limited team, but I wanted to make sure you got the first game of the season rather than the Carabao Cup, which isn't overly interesting. And considering we had a lot of transfers come in, that's something to note. Why we're both in blue, I don't know. That's kind of ridiculous. But Ben House's ball across is looking for Tudlin, who isn't able to get there. But it does come to Josh Hare. We're predicted to come third in the league after all our signings. So that's quite exciting. Hopefully that is the case. Hudlin with the header. He heads over the bar. That's his first opportunity. You can't give him many of those because he will put one away at some point. But yeah, we're predicted to come third, which would be very nice because that's automatic promotion. So, I mean, if we can get third and promoted straight away, I will not complain about that at all. But it is right with a corner. O'Connor heads clear, and now Ben House has received it on the edge of the box. He's going to drive forward now. He is running into Hudlin by the looks of it, but maybe that's to create the space and get across into the box for him. Plays it back to Hare, and who's taking it past his man very nicely. Inside to McGavin, who looks into Ben House. Again, looking back to McGavin, who switches it out wide to Rowe, who's got loads of space out here, whips it across. Hesketh at the back post, heads over the bar. It would have probably been better for him to bring it down. He had a bit of time there, so possibly could have done. But we're looking okay. For our first game in League 2, in the big leagues, we're doing okay. We're not doing too shabby. 25 minutes in, and we're looking all right. It's a cross from a corner now from Dreyer into Hudlin. It's saved by Nsingi in goal for Gillingham. And we go again. We get another corner. Can we make this one count? Because, it was a very good header to start with to get it on target. Hudlin again up with the header. There it is. Kyle Hudlin with the goal. We find him at that near post. Dreyer with the corner, getting an assist there. It's a great start to the season if we can get a win in today's game. And a 1-0 lead going into the 37th minute isn't too shabby. A great header by Hudlin. He's beating his man in the air, and that makes it 1-0. Another free kick from a similar side as the corner. Hudlin again with the header, but this time well wide. I'm not sure. He was maybe trying to get a bit of power on it as it was a bit more of a lofted cross, but a good start. We're looking very good. Look at the shots. 8 shots, 4 on target. Challenging. Tariq Uwakwe hasn't been fantastic. He's a little injured there. I think we'll prop Jake Hesketh over to that side. And yeah, let's bring on Ryan Hill for his first game in the Football League and see how he gets on. We're doing okay. I think he can do a job out there on the right-hand side. He's been good enough for us in National League, so I'm hoping he can take that step up with us. We'll have to see. Sam Smart's been out injured for a little while, so it is Ryan Hill that's going to have to take up that mantle as well. But Tutonda on the left-hand side plays it into Sithole, not shithole, as a lot of people see. So rude about that sort of thing. But I can't believe we're still both in blue. It's quite, like, I know they're black and blue stripes, but that doesn't mean they're not blue. And, like, black's not that far off blue. So, a bit weird. But they're keeping the ball very nicely. And I'm hoping this is just them keeping the ball until we get it back. If that makes sense. Like, they're not actually going to create anything and it will just come to us. But Elmer's coming forward. It finds Lee into Westbrook, who plays it through to Stithole, to Thompson, who scores. Cameron Thompson scores for Gillingham to make it 1-1 just after half-time, which is not good at all. Come on, boys. We need to up our game now. This will show if we can do the turnaround and get back in the league. I don't want to see that goal again. It's upsetting me. 60 minutes in, and we aren't looking too fantastic in getting a goal. I think what we will look to do then is move things around maybe. So if we've got, I've not filled the bench very well, have I? I mean, didn't have many options, to be honest. Carl Jenkinson, can you play at left back? That is a question I'd like to ask. Not really. But you're going to do a job there because we're going to push Callum Rowe up slightly forward as Hesketh is having a poor game, to be honest. And we want to make sure players who are playing well are on the pitch. 15 minutes to go. We might look to take Hudlin off, who is getting a bit jaded. He tends to get a little bit tired. Right, though, with a corner for Gillingham is headed clear by O'Connor, but they will get back on the ball and come forward once again. Can we deal with this, please, and get rid of it to prevent us from having to concede again and losing our first game of the season? Because we did so well against Bristol City. I'd be so upset if we end up losing this and I didn't show you the Bristol City game, because that was quite the game. I'm sure you would agree, us considering we beat them 3-0. And they are a championship team after all. So, I mean, Gillingham are keeping the ball very nicely, and this is not good for us. McDonald's long-range effort. Ashby Hamid maybe should have done a little bit there with the save, but keeps hold of it in the end. Oh, no, he's put it out for a corner. How have you done that? Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Honestly, it's not a problem. Please don't score. Let's get rid of this then from this corner. Heads away. Yes, well done, Magoma, against his old side. Does manage to get that ball away, and Wright, and they're still coming forward. Wright's going to look to get a ball into the box, I'm sure of it. There you go. The ball's in. It's back to McDonald at the back post. Ashby Hammond's, I mean, that's a bit of a... we might have to bring McDonald into the side because I'm not overly confident with Ashby Hammond in there. Danny Whitehall will come on, though, for the final 10 minutes. See if he can get something going. Hudlin's looking a bit jaded. O'Connor does well to head it away. And Ben House now, can he help us break? There's two players up top, and they are getting a few players back. I don't think we're quite breaking quick enough. House looking down, get down this wing, but Westbrook comes in with a flying challenge and takes it out for a throw-in. And it's coming to the end of the game. I think we've been the better side today. Can we get something? Last kind of opportunity here. Hare on the right-hand side. Ball comes in. House with the header. Does end up heading it over, as we're very much used to at this point. But it's Ryan Hill. I mean, we've still got one more opportunity maybe. Does whip it in this time. It's somewhat dealt with. Not the overly confident. Can't believe we didn't have someone in there. Can we get rid of this though? Stephen O'Connor plays into Dreyer, into Whitehall, and we've got one more chance. 30 seconds left. Can we get a goal in the dying moments of the game in the first game of the season? That would be lovely. Ryan Hill's ball in, doesn't quite find anyone, but does go out for a corner after hitting the defender, and this will be the last chance. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds left. Dreyer with the ball in. Can we get a header on it? No, it's cleared very, very comfortably in the end. Rowe, are you going to get there? He does. That is going to be it for the game. 1-0 against Gillingham away from home for our first game in League Two. it could be worse. I think we've done all right there to get a point from that. Considering that both teams were in blue, I'm going to have to write to the FA and EFL to say that that's ridiculous, that we were both playing in blue kits. But other than that, all good. Huddling close to triggering £12,000 going to Solihull Moors. To be honest, I'm happy to pay that. We've got 99,000 in the bank, which is quite nice. We seem to be getting a little bit more money now we're in League Two. We've got Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup. I'm not going to show you that because we will get beaten, because I believe they are in the Championship. Yeah, and they're sitting second at the moment after 3 games. So we will probably get absolutely battered in that game, but don't tell anyone that. But we'll come back in a few games' time, see how we get on. We've got our Johnston Paint Trophy group as well, where we've got Burton, Cheltenham and Watford under 23s. So an interesting kind of group there. But again, I'm not bothered about that. We want to try and get promotion again to get to League One, even though the board want us just to fight bravely against relegation. But we'll see how that goes. But there you go. We will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.